I want to turn now to Captain Erik Scott, Public Information Officer for the Los Angeles Fire Department. Captain Scott, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
It's our pleasure.
Well, I want to just reiterate what I've been saying, which is that I'm so sorry for what you and the entire community are going through. Our thoughts are with all of you. Talk about why it has been so challenging to fight these fires.
Wind is king. It's that simple. You know, the Southern California region has unprecedented fire weather event these last few days. So that's why we've had multiple major brush fires throughout the Los Angeles region. Good news is the winds subsided somewhat. That allowed us firefighters to make some progress. It also allowed our air assets to start making additional strategic water drops to kind of save those target hazards in homes. However, we are still under some red flag warnings in these areas, and that means that there could still be extreme fire behavior potential. Plus, we expect the next few days to be sunny. That's going to preheat the fuels, and we don't have any rain in sight. So those are just adding to the challenges.
Well, I want to ask you about one of the other issues that we have been tracking, that we have some reporting on, some fire hydrants either not having water or not having enough water pressure needed, specifically in the Palisades. Can you explain what it is that's actually happening and why you think it's happening?
Sure, and simply put, it's been a real challenge. We are seeing some water pressure challenges when we were battling the Pacific Palisades fire. I spoke to LADWP. They handle all the infrastructure underneath, right? Us firefighters, we want to pull up to a fire hydrant. We want to connect to it. We want to pump and augment that pressure, put it through hoses and extinguish fires. But there's tanks underneath. And so they did fill three 1 million gallon tanks that are located in the Palisades area to store water. But the water availability was certainly impacted at higher elevations when you have gravity and a lack of pressure coming up there. And that will affect some of those fire hydrants we're trying to tap into. And maybe more simply, just think of a cup of water. You put one straw in, that's just normal. But when you put 10 straws in, it's going to just deplete that tank of water very quickly. And that's because we are using large GPM hose lines to extinguish multiple house fires compared to the usual draw on the domestic water supply that you just turn a faucet and you wash some dishes or take a shower. The water supply simply was not made to handle a configuration and massive draw on the water. So that is a challenge to us. We are overcoming challenges. That's what we do. We will draft from a swimming pool. We will bring up water tenders. We'll do anything we can to try to save those properties. But yes, that does make it more difficult.
Well, it's just extraordinary and underscores the fact that this is a simply unprecedented event. Let me ask you finally, how are your crews holding up? Because I know that they are being stretched to the limit. You're getting some help from your neighbors. Is it enough?
This has been a very arduous third day, going 48, 72 hours into this. It's what we call IA. Initial action is always the toughest work. You're around the clock without a break, and that's what we signed up for. We're okay. We trained for that. Heads are held high at the command post and online, but the faces are full of ash, and the hearts are a lot heavier because we're talking with the community members face to face who are seeing their homes burn and the catastrophic aftermath of what's taken place. So it's been difficult, but we're leaning forward and we're going to give it everything we got.
Well, thank you so much. I know it is an extraordinarily busy time for you as you deal with this crisis. Again, our thoughts are with you. We really appreciate it. Captain Erik Scott, thank you for joining us.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.